Welcome to Total Fitheads.
Serious fitness for not so serious people. Great way to start a drinking episode. Excuse me.
Cheers. Wait.
What are you getting?
I'm getting my weekly marquee.
There's a whole box of Beatbox right there.
What is Beatbox?
It's not like they sponsored us, but they might. It's like if hard seltzer was bad for you, extra bad for you. It's so much sugar.
It's a literal box.
Yeah, with a bladder.
I thought they were cans.
It's funny. That's actually
Bladder.
a really good example of one that you shouldn't be drinking if you want to stay on your diet and get drunk, because it is possible. You just can't be having margaritas. We're diving into the subject already. We usually tangent in the beginning.
How you doing, jeans? Nice jeans.
Thanks. Are they?
What are you, in the army?
This was under a sweatshirt. It got so hot in here I had to take off my wardrobe.
So cash. A little Jack Reacher. It's like, do you know who Jack Reacher is?
No.
Jack Reacher is he's a character in a million books. He was an old army guy. He's super cool. There's a new show, again, not sponsored, but it's a great show. It's on Amazon or HBO, or I think it's on Amazon Prime. But he's an old army guy, and he's huge, and all he wears is jeans and green t-shirts. And also, he's enormous. And the whole point of him in the books is that he's just this gigantic dude. And so now it's like, when you have like the iPad Pro and then like the iPad Mini. You're like the iPad Mini.
The green shirt though, that's a President of Ukraine move.
Ah.
He's always in that.
He's got that camo green,
yeah.
Army green, forest
green.
Forest green is too dark. It's like a very
camo's
violent green.
Violent?
Solid?
It's like sun bleached
green.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Well,
isn't there a bleached spot on this shirt?
Probably.
No?
Yep, there's one right on your back.
Perfect.
Great. Your back.
Really good at adulting. Who brings bleach around colored shirts anyway?
I don't know the last time I used bleach on my hair to frost my tips.
To make my dog cooler for Instagram. I've been wanting to do that.
Bleach your dog?
I mean, it's obviously there are things that you want to do that are bad for the environment and or animals and or illegal, but you can want to do them.
Right. I want to clone my dog. That's probably bad for the environment.
I mean, now we're getting into, they were so obsessed with figuring out if they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Good stuff.
Anyway. So, drinking. We ask everyone else about drinking.
It is funny. That's our one major question that we ask all of our guests. How do you incorporate drinking into your training, or do you, or how much of a booze bag are you? I guess that's like the less polite way of asking.
Mm-hmm. I always feel like I'm asking, how restrictive are you, or how important do you think one digression is to getting you to your goals? Can you ever cheat?
Right.
And we've had a lot of people say no.
We've had a lot of people.
We've had a lot of people say yes.
We've had a lot of people all over the place. I feel like the most common answer we get is like, I mean, I don't know. I don't drink, so blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then we're like, cool, thanks, man. We're asking because we do.
But a surprising amount of people have been like, yes, in moderation. That's another common one, too, where it's like, you gotta do it
right,
so it doesn't take you away from your goals, but, live your life.
Right.
I don't think anyone, and maybe a couple of people that have been like, yeah, I just get freaking nuts. Brian Borstein. Just like, yeah, we would just get drunk and do Fran.
Borstein was amazing. Alchemy mushrooms.
Yeah.
I feel like a couple other people. I can't remember off the top of my head, though.
Us, obviously. I like to chug a beer, run a quarter mile, and then chug a beer, continue on, till I've had 4 beers.
And 4 quarter miles.
Yes. which I haven't done in a while. I just saw Martine the other day, and she made me pinky swear that I would do a beer mile with her. I'm like, why do we even need to make a pact? Of course we're doing this.
She challenged you?
Yes, well, we've already done it, and it was sketchy. I think, looking back at the footage,
Yeah.
she held back and could have beat me.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
I know, and obviously we're playing to the camera, and we're never really serious athletes here, but I think she could have easily crushed me, and she, like,
Is she
didn't.
fast?
She's also super tall.
That makes you fast?
Long legs.
Yeah, I suppose you just...
I mean, I don't know. I just assume everyone's faster than me because I'm at their belly button.
You get those little legs.
Oh, it makes that sound every time I run. That's why I stopped. It's really embarrassing sounding like bongos running down the street.
What would you say was your toughest or hardest beer mile experience?
Oh, the one I did with Christine because we had a penalty. So we were both wearing Whoop, actually, which I'm back on the Whoop wagon. We could talk about that, but...
You mean the wagon?
The
Wogan? The Woogan?
Lord.
The Wogan.
But whoever had a lower heart rate meant that they didn't push themselves as hard. That was the idea behind it. Or
Fair.
it means that I was way fitter and that I couldn't get my heart rate up like she did.
Fair.
But anyway, you had a penalty and you had to chug a 12% beer, which delirium is delicious, just not when you have to have it very quickly. And the number of beats you were behind is the number of seconds you had to drink. So
Oh my god.
it was thoroughly inebriated after that one. Also, Christine is actual competitive. She doesn't even care that there's a camera on at all. She's going to win.
I know. She's in. Remember we did that other silly one with where we did some sort of a HIIT workout, but we were in the dark.
Oh yeah, I never published that.
We did this
mostly because Christine tried to win.
She smoked all of us, and
Yeah.
I'm like trying to make a joke to the camera, and she like blows past it, like knocks my elbow through, and I'm like, oh okay, sorry about that.
Guess we're doing this.
And then we started it at sunset-ish, but we didn't realize the park we were in didn't have any lights on.
Yeah, so
within that half hour or whatever it was,
by
it
the end
was
of the
just
day,
like
you couldn't
pitch.
see anything.
You know, you're like running. You're like, I think there's a tree here. I hope there's not, but I'll just sprint towards it anyway.
Our rowing one was hard. You also held back, obviously, because your legs are...
Well, I
really
thought
long.
we were... Also, you don't know how to row. No offense. Rowing
I
is...
still can't. It's like a clean, but sitting.
There's a lot more technique in rowing than you would think. I mean, unless you're a rower and you're screaming at your laptop right now. Like, you don't even know! You don't even know!
I hope!
You've never been on the Charles River in the spring! I'm like, dude, yeah, of course I have. That's exactly why I'm making that joke. But rowing is a lot of technique, you know. And you can actually tell. It's pretty easy to tell. It's just... So, like, you know when you're scrunched into row? You push with your legs, then your waist, then your arms.
Triple extension, but
And
in
then
the right
that's
order.
it.
I go arms,
Yeah, a lot of
waist,
people just go...
arms, waist, and then my knees last.
Right, yeah. They're just going. They think like they're like a little kid trapped in a headlock or whatever. You know? They're just like, I don't know!
Yeah, and also I feel like the better my technique gets, the more exhausting it is, though, because you use your whole body then, and you explode with your hips, and then I'm like, uh-oh, I've ran out of blood.
I'm out of hips.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I think a rowing coach would probably tell you the opposite.
Right,
They're like, you know, if you're focused on your technique, then
you can do more.
yeah, and you're like, okay, my legs are getting a little tired. I'll push a little bit harder with my hips, or my arms are really fresh. I'll like push that for this time or whatever.
That's an interesting thing too. It depends on if you're doing a CrossFit WOD. It depends what other movements you have to do in the WOD, what you use. Because if you had a bunch of other type of pull motions, then you would want to use your legs more.
Like if you're doing rowing and chest to bar versus rowing and like
clean.
hop on a box or whatever.
Exactly.
Hop on box.
Hop on box, that's what it's called. 15 hop on boxes on the minute, every minute.
HOBs. Unless you have a pop line around, then you can hop on pop, I suppose.
Oh.
So what do you do? Do you do that automatically, or do you do like when you're when you have multiple movements in one big workout.
Oh, you definitely plan beforehand. You think like, okay, I have to do push-ups, so my burpees are just gonna be follow my chest, that kind of thing.
Like the worm burpees.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Just
love
try
those.
and use as little arms as possible. Unless you have leg stuff, then you're like, okay, I'll catch myself on the burpees and try and give my legs a break a little.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, how do we get on that?
Hop on pop. We were talking about rowing, and I was saying that there's actual technique in it, and that's why it was, I think, probably harder for you than it was for me.
Oh,
the hardest
very
part about
much.
that one for me was the beer sloshing around.
Mhm.
It felt like my stomach was a fishbowl, a fish tank that was about
Love
half
to see an X-ray.
half
Okay.
beer and half air. And it's just exactly, just sloshing around.
We burped a lot.
you know.
Yeah, it's worse than running for sure because it's forward, backward, forward, backward.
And I was crunching my fishbowl beer stomach, so that's probably not a good. Although I don't like running, I really hate running, and I've done so much running for so many years that it's sort of, you'd think I'd stop hating it by now, but I just don't like it. It's really. Ugh.
We have to find a second assault bike and do an assault bike beer mile. That would be hell.
That would be really, really, really hard, and I would absolutely smoke you.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
You would just be only arms, and maybe we'd have a
Well,
chance.
then why would it be in a? I mean, yeah, I suppose you're right. Or
I
only
get legs, you get
I could go
arms.
only right side.
Yeah.
We used to do that because we had the assault bike. We would always have in the side of wrestling practices because it was a really good full body warm up or cool down.
Yeah, for like 20 seconds. Ah, warm.
Yeah, steaming. And then we would do stuff like, okay, only right arm versus left leg. Ready, go. And so we'd have two people. It was really dumb. You know when you're bored and you're dumb and you're a kid.
No, I was born an adult
Those are the days.
and interesting.
You come out full reading glasses.
Never been bored in my life.
Oh my god, it was so dark in there. Couldn't read anything. Couldn't read my textbooks.
So yeah, we should do another beer mile. I've been wanting to do one running backwards,
Oh.
unicycle,
Whoa.
or I mean, I guess you could.
Have you done a bike one? You've
What's
done a
an
bike one,
evil-
right? I'm sure.
Even yes, on a beach, which is like
Yeah.
still illegal but safe. It's not like we were around cars, because what I worry about the bike is endangering other people. I was
Yeah.
just endangering myself on a beach,
Totally.
and it's funny. I put that public, and no cops have come after me. Huh.
Huh. You must have had a great disguise. You're wearing like those like Karl Martin, the nose and the mustache glasses, you know.
I'm surprised I don't have one of those.
Just like handy at all times. Yeah.
Honestly, well, we went to an event where they gave them to us. I think you were there. I left it in the Uber, and I'm so bummed about it. I'm just gonna buy some more. But I same thing. Like I have a rubber chicken that and I bought that going. This is a funny thing that one should own. I don't know what I'll do with it.
Sure.
I just used it in my most recent video.
I find with stuff like that, it's always like, and it turns me into a bit of a hoarder with stuff with props for videos and stuff like that. Because
Anybody
you're
who's
like,
just listening, please come to YouTube and see my hoarder studio.
but that's the idea is when you're trying to explain it to someone, you're like, no, I don't need this, rubber mallet. But what if one day I do need it, And then suddenly you're doing a video and you're like, oh, you know what would be great for this? A gigantic teddy bear. And then you're like, oh, but I threw it away because I hadn't used it in 2.5 years.
It does. This career rewards hoarding, and it's not just like, oh yeah, maybe you'll find it useful or whatever. It's like, oh no, immediately you're gonna find something for it, and you'll make money using it. Like
Right.
it is. My actual career is having.
It'll solve the puzzle in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if only I had purple ballet shoes. Oh, just kidding. Here they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, or even prompt you to create something like, oh, you're like, okay, I have this prompt. I have this prop. What TikTok should I make? And it'll help you be more creative. It's the worst.
It's the worst.
Never live minimalist. We should have a minimalist on. Like someone who lives...
Oh my god.
Oh, Sam, the other CEO for Levels that we haven't talked to yet because there are so many of them, and they've all been on the show.
Just knocking him down like a spare in bowling.
He lives minimally because I remember talking to him once and he was like, yeah, I travel a lot and I have a suitcase and it's like a collared shirt and a black V-neck and that's his thing and that's all he needs. And I'm like, yeah, I could totally live that way except that I need a unicorn sculpture just in case.
Just in case.
Which, by the way, I have yet to use this, but I found it on the side of the road.
I mean, that is beautiful.
I know! And Christine was like, that's gross and stupid. I'm like, obviously I'm going to disinfect it.
Right.
And no, it's not stupid.
And you disinfect it by just like...
Yeah, because it was black before. Now. Anyway, I would have to pack this in my one suitcase with my one V-neck. You know, that gets rough.
That gets rough,
yeah. Anyway, drinking. Are you really not?
Anyway, new podcast logo.
Yeah, just.
What's his name?
Oh. Ooh. Scott Matheson.
Looks like a Carlos to me.
Yeah. Yeah?
Maybe a Trevor.
Okay.
Anyway. Can you think of a first name that starts with U?
Wait, why? Is that a thing?
No, but it's alliteration, and I can't think of one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's so weird.
Like Allie, the alligator.
Right. No, I know what alliteration is. Thank you for
It's when the two first sounds.
Sounds? Is it sounds or is it the actual letter too?
I don't know.
Oh, right, because U, it would have to start with the sound
Yusuf.
U.
Starts with a Y.
Yeah. Yusuf the unicorn. I don't know, is that alliteration? Whatever. Anyway.
We better call the rhyme police. The bureau.
Oh, I'd definitely be screwed. I do use a lot of slant rhymes in my freestyle rapping. Something wrong with that. It's more artistic. It gives you more freedom.
Have you ever been on TikTok and they say, do you want to battle? On TikTok Live.
No.
Do you know what that is?
I imagine you just go live with them and then it's whomever gets more money from their fans.
From their battle gift.
Okay, so then I have
Isn't that
seen this.
So lame.
I didn't know what was going on until this made the connection.
I was in a live and somebody popped in. They were like, "Hey, do you want to battle?" And I was like, rap battle time! Let's go! Two people. I don't know if they can rap, but let's see it." And then my buddy who was doing his live was like, "Oh no, I don't do that. I'm not doing that." The guy was like, "All right, later," and then just like clicked out. And I was like, "What is battling? I wanted to see a rap battle." Turns out it's not even a rap battle. It's a gifting off.
Yeah.
So lame.
I mean, kind of. I get it because it helps the creators get more money because it's like cool to pick a side. You know, like sports.
Kind of, but it's not. You're not doing anything for that money.
Oh right. Well,
and art,
you're
like if
being
you make
yourself. That's
yeah.
what TikTok is. It's rewarded for being yourself.
Yeah, totally.
Which everyone should feel inherently valuable. So if I could just throw TikTok dollars at everyone in the world to make them feel good, I would do it.
Fine. Fair. But I still think it's dumb.
Unconditional love, that's what it is. Which is kind of crazy because that's what dogs are, and I think they're stupid.
First of all,
your dog, if I was a serial killer, would still come up to me
if
all wacky. Be cool, man, we're going to publish this later. I stabbed some cereal.
Right.
He would come up to me all waggy and lick my face and think I was the greatest, unconditionally loving me. When I may have...
Got a little stabby.
Yeah.
That's true. But I think we need that.
Right. As humans, we probably need unconditional
and maybe
love.
if you had the dog pre-serial killer, before you became a serial killer, and you had that unconditional love, maybe you would
not have serial killed. It had just been one. I'd be like, that's enough.
You know what? I'm good.
I'm not going to be serial about this.
Didn't like it. Never.
Go back to my dog.
I'm good. I'm just going to take the dog to Runyon.
All right, anyway. Vodka tonics, am I right?
Boom. So the idea for the podcast episode was, what do you drink when you're on a diet? Or what do you drink not to mess up your diet? Or what do you drink...
The things you can drink without going off the rails on your cut.
Mm-hmm.
Or bulk, even. And if you're bulking, just have some freaking beatbox. Because there's a trend in the beverage industry these days, low-calorie drunkenness, which we've had for a while, like I just said. Vodka tonics, sorry, vodka soda. Tonic has calories.
Also, it's gross. So.
Yeah, who invented tonic and when? This should exist.
Well, we were talking about the rise of the alcoholic seltzers. And it feels like it's only the last 5 or 10 years, right?
Since Lauren Powell invented them.
But in reality, I mean, I remember seeing commercials in the 90s for something that I didn't know what it was. Remember that juice box?
Bartles and James?
No, it was a juice box. It was a seltzer water.
No, really? No, because like the low-calorie hard seltzer is very new.
The low calorie
walked so that White Claw could run. I didn't come up with that, and I don't know to whom to attribute it, but no, because before there was like wine coolers, which this is like low calorie wine cooler. It feels like wine coolers. I only know this difference because my dad can sell malt-based beverages in Pennsylvania, but he cannot sell liquor and wine.
Yeah, so my dad can sell wine on the moon. So
wine on the
moon. Next.
Oh my god.
Well, all right. Let me since you have family experience, what is a malt-based beverage?
It's beer. Anything. So technically, White Claw is beer. It's based on malt, and it's not liquor. Like I say that it's just like a vodka soda, but vodka soda is a different category. It's made of liquor, not malt beer.
Malted.
Beer, yeah. Which I think it's sugar alcohol that they say is in it, yeah. Sugar and alcohol, the two greatest things for your diet.
And your love life. What is a wine cooler?
It's also malt based. I know that because my dad could sell them, and it's like a really high calorie hard seltzer. Back when nobody cared about that, they just wanted Bartles and James to taste good in the 80s. Was it 80s? Yeah.
Sure. And then what is the one that he can't sell?
Liquor.
Straight liquor.
Yeah, and wine. That's controlled by the state. At state stores.
So then when they give you these cans of tequila sodas...
He wouldn't be able to sell that.
You know what they're talking about?
Yeah.
Is that actually tequila? Or is it something that they're representing?
Is it tequila flavored sugar alcohol?
Right.
I bet there's both. I bet there are both options. There's like a malt base that tastes like tequila, and then I imagine they're also just like pre-mixed tequila.
Or canned soda.
God, we've come so far that now we can have mixed drinks in a can. Lucky us.
But all of our advancements in cans, we've also lost a lot in the straw industry.
Yes, that's true.
Paper straws are not where it's at.
There were still boxed wines that come with straws. I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah. And there's not enough people just carry around a silly straw. I feel like that's like an underutilized thing.
I really want to go grab them, should I? I have a set of silly straw glasses.
I got one from YouTube the other day.
Did you?
And it's 2 feet long. And 2 feet long and 2 feet tall.
So
it looks
how
like
many
a
hours
giant
until from starting to suck to when it arrives in your mouth?
Literally minutes. And if you don't like pull the straw out of the drink and suck for an extra minute or two,
you get way more than you want.
There's just liquid everywhere after the thing. It's so incredibly unuseful, but it looks really cool. So,
a lot of backwash. Yeah, so this one, because it goes
it's
glasses and then it goes around and into your mouth, and then this one goes down in there. So it goes from here to this ear and around this eye and then this eye and then back behind your ear and then into your mouth, and it is a journey.
Do you have the helmet?
I have two of them. Yeah.
Thank God.
I bought them for a video. I think it was going to be something with Lauren Powell, but I forget. We were going to do go-karts or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Or maybe
what?
it was just another one of those things where I was like, you know what?
I just need this.
Need a beer helmet, and I don't own one.
Fair enough.
But you can't have just one, because then you're
But-
just the beer helmet person.
Right. You don't want to be that like problem drinker. You need a friend.
Just kidding, it's 2 helmets on top of each other. Extra safe.
So what do you put in your beer helmet?
Yeah, I mean, if
Sodas.
it's gonna be, nice LaCroix. Or no, just straight liquor. Whiskey I'm really big on lately. Just,
Really?
That's my go-to diet drink. Is just whiskey, and not on the rocks, because that takes too much work, and then they shake it, and they're little shavings or whatever. You just have it straight. And then
Wow.
I'm ice cold.
What's your whiskey? This is news to me.
Really?
I've been drinking straight whiskey for years and years.
I know, that's
And
definitely
Allie
his
will be
thing.
getting pitch black stouts or tomato juice drinks or all this weird
Tomato
stuff
juice
I've never
drinks.
heard of.
I'll have a Clamato.
Yeah, exactly.
Lord. Yeah, I mean, I always say your finest well, because I can't tell the difference. We've tasted whiskeys together, and I'm like, yep, that's whiskey. So whatever, I'm not going to pay more unless you can convince me I will get less of a hangover.
The taste is not, like different notes and flavor. I also can't taste a huge difference between this, that, and the other thing. I will say that there are ones that are smoother, meaning you take a drink and you don't like, you know,
Yeah.
or like have to squint your face. And so in that sense,
I was just at an event where they had like, it was open bar obviously, so I'm going to get top shelf. And it was like Woodford Reserve and
Yeah.
Black Label. Those are getting up there, right? And I couldn't tell the difference between those.
and they're terrible. Black labels. I mean,
Oh, you're not a fan?
I think I don't like Scotch as much as I like whiskey. I think Scotch tastes very much like nail polish remover. It's like an
Interesting.
acetone smell. It's like, ugh, I'm not a fan. But I know that once you get higher and higher up
Then
the
you can
ladder,
tell.
I'm like,
Then you
"All
can
right,
tell."
This is fantastic. I
Yes.
suppose it's only
Oh, really?
$500 a bottle. You know, like I think Johnny Walker Blue is excellent, and Green is very good too. But those are like.
Could you tell the difference between green and blue?
No, but I can do. Red is the crappy one.
Oh, I don't know.
I think red is the lowest, and blue is the highest.
Yes, I did know that.
And so yes, I can tell the difference between those two.
Obviously. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I'll still drink a good stout, but they don't have stouts at those kind of parties. I've been in a convention all week, so I've been having a lot of whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still on it. That's your thing.
I'm still on it. I enjoy a nice vodka soda. You know, spring's coming. It's gonna be summer soon.
And
Want
is that a diet choice?
It's a couple of things. One is I think a relatively fit drink.
Yes.
2 is everyone has it. 3 is if I spill it on my shirt, it actually ends up cleaning my shirt, which is kind of nice. It's like a lighter summer drink. You know, I do whiskey in the winters and vodka in the summers, and I feel like that's a good personal rule.
Interesting. So like after Labor Day or whatever.
Right.
That's funny. Your white pants that you're cleaning.
My white pants are my dark whiskey.
I will say, yeah, you brought up stouts. I will drink heavy caloric beers,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll make room for them in my diet, right?
That's
It's
what
not
you have to do.
like it won't set me off the rails of my goals because I know that I can have that. Obviously, it's at the mercy of not having potatoes at dinner, so that's like horrible for your health, but at least my diet will be on track.
And I think that's a good point, is that you have to look at certain beers, and especially like darker stouts, stuff like that. You know, it's not just a beer, it's bread water.
Yep.
You know, you're just drinking
Absolutely.
a loaf of bread.
And some loaves are way more caloric than others. I love dropping this on college women. The Blue Moon is 300 calories a serving.
Blue Moon?
Blue Moon, 320 even.
A serving.
Yeah, so like a 12-ouncer. I'm pretty sure that's right. I should Google it. But
That's a lot.
it's aggressive. And so many college girls are like, oh, I'll have just like a light beer. I want a Blue Moon. I love Blue Moon. And beers aren't good, but Blue Moon's nice and light and good. No, you could have 3 Bud Lights.
Yeah.
I have so many friends from college that traded Blue Moon for 3 Bud Lights.
It's a good trade.
It's a great trade. So yeah, you have to think about that, and that's why it's like it's not worth it. I will just have a
Have you ever had a Bud Light Platinum?
BLP. A BLP?
I
Very
gotta tell
familiar.
you, the limousine of beers.
Oh yes, yes. If by limousine you mean a homeless person spilled their steel reserve, and that's what it tastes like.
I love Bud Light Platinums. I love the cool blue bottle it comes with. I love how aggressively hammered I am after like 1.3 of
You know,
them.
it tastes like a Bud Light. It has
Yeah.
higher alcohol, but it tastes like a Bud Light if you poured vodka into it,
Right. Which
which I think they probably did.
sounds like they did.
It's just like it's
Or
just
maybe it was a
alcohol-y. You can
malt.
taste the alcohol. Yeah, but I do think it compares to the Steel Reserve spilled on a limousine that you licked. Yeah,
Yeah, I love Bud Light Platinums.
I'm a big fan. Because yeah, I do look at the percentage too. That's also why I like stouts, is because I'll have one at 14%. That's actually
Right.
3 buds, and then I'm good. And I
But
enjoyed it more.
It is good of you to build in the calories. I think that's probably a good point on all of this, on this whole concept. It's like we were talking about, like, what sort of drinks do you drink, and how does it relate to your fitness? You know, you can drink low calorie drinks, or you can drink whatever you want and just build it into the rest of your.
The problem
day.
is then you get blasted
Right.
and then disappear to pizza, which he's done to me in West Hollywood.
To and for you.
Like, he's gone. He's at pizza. He's fine.
He's in pizza? Is that
He's
what
at pizza.
He's at pizza.
But yeah, that's a common thing, right? You get drunk and then you're like, ah, screw it. And
Yeah.
then you wake up all bloated and gross and whatever. But
So
probably
you
less hangover. Do
You gotta be
you
really careful about that. That's probably my worst vice.
is eating while drinking?
I eat anything and
Gosh,
everything while
I
I'm
know.
even slightly drunk.
Oh, and when you eat when you're drunk, you go, why would I ever do this sober? It's so good. Oh my god. Okay. But does it make you less hungover?
I feel like it does.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an anecdote or a placebo or whatever, but I do think, and maybe it's my body needs calories to.
Yeah, because you skipped so many
Process all
potatoes earlier.
Skipped all the potatoes. I need to process all this booze. You know, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I do think that in theory.
So in theory, you technically don't want more to process, because if I eat before I go to sleep, my heart rate will act like I drank. So in my theory, I think eating while you're drunk and going to bed is actually worse. But I don't know. That's why I was asking what your experience has been.
My experience has been, if I eat, I feel better the next day. Now,
Yeah.
I wonder if I just feel less drunk and I didn't actually get better sleep. Because the same things are happening if you eat right before bed, or if you're really drunk. Not the same things, but the principle is your body stays, it's not
Yeah, it doesn't
resting.
get good rest.
It's got a lot to do over the night.
Yeah.
Processing the alcohol or the food or whatever. Whereas in theory, you want to stop eating, stop drinking way before bed, then
Of course
get
we arrived at
really
this.
good sleep,
Mhm.
blah blah blah. So I don't know. Maybe I'm waking up feeling better, but I'm not actually better, or maybe I'm feeling less drunk or whatever, but I'm actually not as well rested.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. But yes, so many times it's come up on our podcast that we should just day drink.
Yeah.
Put as much space as you can between you being wasted and you being unconscious in bed.
You stopping drinking.
Right.
And
Right.
the earlier you can stop drinking and the longer amount of time you can have before you actually go to bed. Yeah, as long as you're going to bed at the same time. We're not saying stay up till 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, well, and then I do tack on more hours of sleep. So you
Yeah.
can shift your sleeping window. If I drank, I'll just basically ruin the next morning by being unconscious, but that will help me not get so hungover too.
For
I don't know
sure.
about health-wise or, staying on your diet goals. I don't know if that helps me stay more fit, but it certainly helps me feel better.
Yeah, and that's part of it. And, now that we're talking about that, I used to do those daytime sun workouts afterwards, and that would just destroy my hangover.
Yeah, I learned that from you. Yeah, and the extra added, this is important, take a shower after, because all the toxins are on your skin. I would get wasted, go to sleep, work out really hard and sit around all sweaty. And I was like, it didn't work.
No, you gotta wake up, get outside, sweat any way you can. Hopefully, because you're working out. Come back, take a shower, drink a bunch of water, eat a banana. You're good to go.
Yeah, you could just sit in a sauna, right?
You could sit in the sauna. It doesn't work quite as well, but it worked pretty well, and also you had zero energy expenditure. So that was the other trade-off.
I've done the opposite. January 1st, which is National Hangover Day.
Right.
And had drank for New Year's and then jumped into the Pacific. Yeah, I mean, you think, well, it's the Pacific in January, whatever.
Right.
Here in LA, so it's not that cold, but it was
pretty cold.
Shockingly cold and the hardest thing I've ever done. Anyway, I came out and I was like so scared. It scared the hangover out of me.
Oh, the
cold.
The energy, the endorphins, I guess, or
exactly.
Oh my god. The Pacific Ocean's cold. Yeah, we live in LA. Yeah, we live in California. Yeah, whatever.
But it was January.
Pacific Ocean's cold. Like, it gets really cold. I don't know why. But it's cold.
Yeah, but it's not like one of those Antarctic ones that people do that. I mean, I guess that's the next step for me, but it was rough. I don't know if I could take further steps, which obviously means I should.
I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know. There's an end point of that, like, do what you are scared of.
Yeah.
Like, don't
I'm
jump
scared
off
of
a
stabbing
bridge.
myself.
Yeah.
Well, that means you should lean in. What are you waiting for?
Ask Spider-Man. He jumps off a bridge all the time. So you build. Now we're talking about, like, you build in a workout the next day.
Yeah.
You build in the sleep the night before. You build in your.
Unless you want to perform in your workout, then you should drink before a rest day. If you're really trying to stay on a program and you want to hit that power lift on the day that you do train, don't make that the hangover day.
Right.
But you're right. If you want to just get over your hangover and get some movement in, then definitely schedule that when you're hungover.
I almost don't count those as, like, a real workout in terms of my scheduling and where I am, and certainly if I'm tracking everything, I just sort of push everything back a day. And this is the workout.
The drunk Tabatas.
This is the workout to get over my last night. This is the bill that I have to pay for last night's shenanigans.
That's fair. So, do you have a favorite hard seltzer?
Ooh. Well, I mean, we should ask Lauren Powell, obviously.
I know. We keep bringing her up. I just assume that our audience knows.
I think at this point, if you've heard of a hard seltzer, you've probably heard of Lauren Powell. But just go check her Facebook page out, her YouTube page, whatever. It's excellent. She's
a seltzpert. She also invented that term.
I will say that I've gone through. I don't have a favorite because, I think I have a favorite. Like, I like this brand, this flavor, but not the same brand, different flavor.
Yes.
Whereas I like other brand, same for all of them.
Respect that.
And I don't like one. I know that's weird, or I know that's unique because I don't like one flavor across all brands, and vice versa. I don't like one brand.
Yeah, so you can't just be like, well, if it's raspberry, give it to me.
Right, exactly. Or if it's White Claw, I don't like all of the White Claws.
No one likes White Claw except Black Cherry.
But you like Black Cherry.
Right, that's the thing. It's Black Cherry than all the other crappy flavors.
So I will say that I feel like I liked a bunch of one and I didn't like a bunch of other ones. Like Corona.
That was blah to me. We should do a test. We'll do our own.
Happy to.
Lauren Powell situation. We'll get her on board too.
We'll do one in a push-up.
Yeah. I'm in.
I remember I did like the Bud Lights.
Yes. They're good.
And
I end up picking ones that I like, and then they keep coming out with more flavors.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other one. I didn't like Truly's, but then I really liked the Truly lemonades, or something like that.
Every time I like them more, it turns out they have higher calories. Like, they put more sugar in. You know, Truly is barely a diet drink. You need to look at the calories on these things, too, for sure. If you're being aware. Also, Truly had those Christmas ones that I kept drinking them because people were like, this is awful. And I'm like, yes! Give me! It was like
I remember I loved the Bud Light ones, and I hated the Bud Light Christmas ones.
Yeah.
So it's the total opposite.
Whatever, it's just a gimmick.
Apple pie, cinnamon, peppermint.
Peppermint?
I loved the peppermint.
That is thermogenic, my friend. You could lose weight drinking that, I'm sure.
Lose weight, lose your pants, lose your morals. It's all up there. It's perfect.
It was just April Fool's, and I think Bud Light Seltzer put out like really, really retro flavor, which was like English tea, which I would drink.
I'm in. Let's do it.
April Fool's is always like, if we look at our fake product, we're a cool company, kids.
I hate April Fool's. I think I tweeted it or so telling somebody about this, but April Fool's isn't like funny. People just like lie.
Yeah.
And then they're like, ah, you idiot.
We got you.
Did you believe me? And I'm like, yeah, I did. I thought that we like tell each other the truth. Oops, you know?
Yeah.
On whatever like personal or professional level, or you know, it just feels weird.
April Fool.
Gotcha.
Lucky you have a whole year till it comes back.
Yeah. Like, I broke my leg. April Fools! And you're like, what? What are we doing?
Good one.
No.
Now you're in a video on my channel. Oh.
So what's your favorite seltzer, since you're the...
Yeah, like I was saying, I pick one that... Yeah, because that's what us ladies do. Ooh!
Frankly, I don't think it's a girl drink. I think
Can
guys
we talk about that?
have sort of co-opted...
It's acceptable now, but in a way that's like, yeah, I wear salmon, pop my collared shirts.
Oh, no, it's I work out.
What, women work out?
No, it's like guys being like, yeah, you know, I love beer. Obviously, I'm a man. But, like, yeah, you know, I want to, like, shred up. And so now I'm drinking these seltzers. I think that was the original. And now it's just sort of, like, widely accepted.
It's just okay.
Everybody loves
so it's not ironic at all. Okay. Well, that's great. Yay for acceptance of all different drinking styles.
Right.
I want to see...
I don't care about your sexual orientation. I care about your gender identity. What's your favorite seltzer?
We can all love each other. Okay.
Do you have a brand or a flavor or what?
No, honestly, White Claw's not... There are better ones than White Claw. It was just the first one, you know? And then people came in and were like, we can suck less. And certainly... Lemon is bad across the board. Who on earth wants that?
Well, I drink vodka soda lemons.
Right.
I think it's superior to vodka soda lime.
Okay, so then just have a vodka soda lemon. You don't like lime.
I don't like lime in general.
Huh. Oh, that's another thing. Cuba Libre would be Diet Coke or Jack and Coke. Or no, sorry, Rum and Coke? Rum and Coke with a lime is a Cuba Libre. Anyway, that brings me to... Diet drinks. You're fine. If you're going to have a mixed drink, make sure it's a Diet Coke. I mean, don't actually have Coke at night. That's going to really screw up your sleeping. But, like, Diet Sprite if they have it.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
Yeah, and they're also sweeter.
Lighter juices or whatever.
If you like the sweetness of hard seltzer, you can go even sweeter with, like, Diet Mountain Dew. I just saw the other day. That exists.
Code Red.
So yeah, I would say get a diet drink and mix it with liquor because then you're only taking the calories of the liquor.
Yeah.
But like a Coke, that's a lot of extra calories.
Well, it's funny too because like I completely stopped drinking soda. Do you drink soda?
No, of course not.
Yeah. So we neither of us have drank a soda in a long, long time except for a rum and Coke or a
but diet.
In a pinch, yeah, of course I'll do a vodka Sprite, whatever. But it's just such a funny thing for me to be like, I don't think I want soda, but yeah, I'll down a liter of Papa vodka, like the crappiest vodka there is.
I'm trying to live forever. Give me your will vodka. Yeah.
But that being said, I think you're right. Lighter sodas go a long way. Lighter juices go a long way. If they have like a margarita mix.
Don't even do juice. That's so dumb.
Sugar-free helps a lot. I think people really don't realize how much sugar is in a lot of just regular juices, regular sodas, all this stuff.
It's so dumb. You should definitely masticate. Chew your food. So if you're having, breakfast, mimosas even. I'm like, this is probably one of the most viral things ever made. We've talked about this.
You are the mimosa girl.
It's true. I eschew any orange juice in my mimosa and I'll just have freaking champagne. I don't need more sugar in my alcoholic sugar. Thank you. If anything, let's put a shot of vodka into champagne, because then it'll be more alcoholic and less calories, and I will have to drink less to have as just as good a brunch.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
Let's write that down. Let's patent that guy.
What is it called to put a shot of vodka into champagne? A Paris Hilton.
I mean, I love it. I was gonna say like a glitter bomb.
A sidewalk unicorn.
A Spagnola.
Yeah, there we go. Oh no, that's so funny. In college, they called it an ace bags when we had lime tequila, and instead of putting a lime into a Corona, you'd put a shot of lime tequila in your Corona. So that's the exact same thing, and that's what they named it after me. I mean, all my friends, that's not really a thing nationally, but you could definitely call a handful of sorority girls that would say, yes, that is an ace bags. And
wait, they called it an ace bags?
Yes.
Not even a spags?
No, an ace bags, alley spags.
What? It must have been an art school or something. That makes no
Well,
sense.
it was a tech school, so I was known as White Alley.
Go to an ace bags.
Because the other ones were Asian, but too many Asian alleys, so we couldn't call them Asian Alley.
What about Wally or Whaley?
Wally is actually, that's so funny, I haven't heard that in so long. That's exactly what they called me, Wally.
Wally.
Anyway, Coronas can be more alcoholic. Imagine that.
I love the Corona with a shot of lime vodka in there.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
Shot of vodka into a Smirnoff Ice too. Remember those? Not so popular anymore because they were like 300 calories of sugar.
Yeah.
But that was, again, they were a precursor to hard seltzer.
Yeah. Remember icing people?
Yeah.
How great that was?
It's so great.
You want to bring it back?
Yeah, I do.
I don't really want to do it with Smirnoff Ices though.
Oh, right. You want to claw people. Claw people! I had this idea right when the pandemic hit.
So smart.
Well, it was exactly 2 years ago because it was at Easter. I ended up doing an Easter video theme instead, but like the idea was that I would disinfect a Smirnoff Ice, set it on their doorstep, and walk away to a safe distance because we were still like not even sure we could touch our own groceries. And then knock on the door, run, and then they'd be iced with a disinfected ice and have to drink it there on camera. I ended up dressing in a bunny suit and giving away disinfected candy.
Same thing.
Yeah, but the idea was there.
You were going to be an ice baron.
An ice baron. Oh, I'm going to think about that too much now and use that example for everything.
An ice baron. That's a good idea.
We can't evolve. I need to keep my ice barrenness.
My empire's built on ice. I'd last forever.
Unnatural. Ice can't take over. It'll kill your children. You're making ice in your home? That's unnatural.
My castle's built on sand. There's nothing more... nothing more solid than sand.
If anybody... What episode was that? What were we talking about? The previous one. Yeah. If you missed the meatless episode.
The meat man.
Yeah, that was a good one. Anyway, are there any non-seltzers that you like? Those mixed drink ones? Because High Noon.
High Noon.
I'm a fan of that one, and I bet those are actual liquor. But I don't know. I gotta call my dad. Hey, can you sell this? He's gonna know too, because we have them on vacation. Like when I go on vacation with my family, I learned about it from my brother. He's all about it.
I don't have. I'll get a seltzer if it's there. I'll get a vodka soda if it's there. My typical drink is a whiskey rocks. And I think it's been actually very convenient to condition myself to drink liquor neat or with ice, no matter what it is. Just because not everybody has it. I don't have to spend 15 minutes watching them do a cocktail.
Yes.
From the movie,
Such
backflip, shake, the twirl thing. And he catches
fire.
it behind the neck and he sets it on fire and he does a Rubik's Cube and, does an oil change, like whatever. And I'm like, dude, I just want to drink. Yeah, exactly. He folds my cocktail into like an origami swan or something.
It's behind your ear! What?
I hate that.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not a big fan of when they orange zest and they
Why?
have a lighter and they do a little fireball right in your face, and you're like, well, I have oil in my beard, for example.
Yeah,
you know,
I had eyebrows, for example. Yeah, it's dumb, but sometimes I'll order those just because it feels like a speakeasy, you know?
Yeah.
And it takes you longer to drink that. I feel like you take your time.
Oh, for sure.
Here's a good one. Here's a good tip that I don't think anyone does, nor will anyone use in the future whenever I give this tip.
Great tip.
If I'm hungry and drinking, so I end up at an event or whatever, and why is it always I'm at about open bar? Anyway, I end up at an event and they don't have food, so fine, I'll just have a beer. I'll specifically order an IPA because they're terrible, and I don't want to drink it fast. If I have a stout, I'm like, yes, I'm starving, and it's gone. IPA will help me put on the brakes naturally because it tastes like grass clippings.
That's very smart.
Mm-hmm.
That's very well. That's mindful of you.
Thank you.
That's very good.
In the same way you don't like that zest, it's pretty much a beer of zest.
I mean, I like the zest as long as I'm like 15 feet away from it in like a hazmat suit.
Yeah. Run away.
Here's one. I was at a speakeasy. Speaking of speakeasies,
You're not supposed to speak about them on.
Well, speaking of, and he goes, "What type of what are you into? I'll make you a cocktail." And I said, "I don't know, whiskey." And he goes, "Cool, I'll make you an old fashioned." I was like, "Of course you will." And then
it's got fruit. It's good for you. There's fiber.
I said the only one I don't like is I don't like when there's egg white in my drink.
And he puts the egg back together and sets
he goes,
it in the carton.
"Well, I do. It's a good source of protein."
He just dunked on you like that. Oh. And his sleeves exploded.
I know. I put on glasses and a pocket protector. I gave myself a swirly in the bathroom. I was so embarrassed.
It's not a good source of protein when you throw it up later after having salmonella.
That's what I wanted to say.
Ugh.
2 days later when I thought of that comeback.
Yeah. So he gets his protein from whipping egg whites into his alcoholic drink. That's so dumb. That is so dumb.
But it was such a cool retort. And I was
yeah.
like, darn it! I guess you sound like a bartender, my man.
So I'll do that type of thing, you know, at the speakeasy. I'll have a stout. I'll have an IPA. I'll have all the things that we would not call healthy, but I do have my limitations. What would you just not have? Whether it's diet-wise or taste-wise, you're just like, I'm out.
Some beers are just so like blah. And
agreed,
like,
but you
so
drink
heavy.
Bud Lights. You'll drink 100 of them in one sitting.
But that's so light. That tastes like a funny tasting water.
Speaking of, I've tried Bud Light Next. Have you?
No, I don't even know what that is.
It's funny tasting water. Imagine a Bud Light that on another planet was a Bud Heavy, and then they invented Bud Light.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So it's like a nothing?
It's a lighter Bud Light.
Did it float?
It didn't float.
It's lighter than air?
I cracked one open and went for a drive to sober up. Just kidding. That's a dumb joke. Don't drink and drive. That is very stupid. But no, what I'm trying to say is it was like water, yeah. It was like a hangover beer where you just drink it next morning.
Is it alcoholic?
Maybe. Yes.
Just very
80 calories. So it's like a mix between a seltzer and a beer, but without the super sweet seltzer taste. It's just like slightly sweet. It's almost like, is this beer water a little sweet? It's bizarre.
Is it? It's carbonated.
Yes.
Is it water?
They call it beer.
Down. Is it clear?
Oh, I don't know. It was from a can. Probably clearer than beer. We should
Clearer.
just try it.
Yeah.
We should do 2 beers quarter mile, 2 beers quarter mile to make up for it. That's another thing. You have to think about that has lower calories, but also you'll probably get less drunk. So there's a website called getdrunknotfat.com where it shows you the amount of energy you're taking in ratio to the amount of drunk you'll get. And you're best off, obviously, having straight Everclear and then going black. You're just rubbing alcohol.
By those metrics only, that is the only conceivable scenario where you're best off having just straight Everclear. every other possible scenario.
It is a bad idea.
Terrible idea. Do not recommend. Do the opposite. 0 out of 10.
Windows or something.
Unless you have to light a house on fire.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a graph basically where you could plot this out and be like, okay, this light beer is low enough in calories but has enough alcohol that it's worthwhile. But if the lighter it gets, the less drunk you'll get. So you actually end up having to take in more calories to get the same level of intoxication. It's fascinating. So, which is why you're best off doing liquor. And there is also, run by the same people, actually I don't know if it's still up anymore, it's been a long time since I looked, but there's a Get Drunk Not Fat, and there's a...
Get Fat Not Drunk. No.
Get Drunk Not Poor.
Oh.
And so it lists everything on how drunk you can get with the least amount of money. And the winner is a carton of the white, specifically white kind of wine, Franzia.
Oh.
That's the most drunk you can get with the least amount of money.
Oh, God. But why would... Yeah, whatever. Slap the bag.
What a great game.
We would be remiss if we didn't talk about wine.
Oh, right.
Do you know anything about wine?
I can't believe we waited this long. Yes. I do this every time I order wine. I Google wine sweetness chart. Because I never put it in my brain. I could tell you, okay, Tempranillo is really good. Shoot. Cab Sav is something that a lot of people have, and it's on the less sweet. You're looking for something drier because it'll have less sugar, and then you'll feel less crappy, too. Chianti is closer to the not-sucking side. But the more dessert wine you get, chances are a white wine is probably sweeter, but there are dry white ones, too. But I'm always going for the driest red wine as possible because of the health benefits, not because I like how it tastes any better.
At one point, we should also do the sulfite experiments.
I know, because I don't get
Heard
that.
about that a lot,
Yeah.
sort of anecdotally, but I have no idea what it is. I've read whole articles about the differences.
And
I've
how it
had
affects some
wine
people.
guys be like, that's not even a real word, dummy. And so I'm like, I don't even know where I'm
Wine
at
guy.
right now. Like,
Malbecs are good, but if they're specifically from one place versus another, I want to say Australia's the sweeter one. Look, I don't know. That's why I Google the chart every time. It's not stuck in my brain. I'm probably already drunk when I'm Googling it. So what am I going to memorize? Like, give me your driest red. Then you can just say that to whomever's serving you, and they feel like...
I feel like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I can't really tell the difference. I mean, you can tell when they're sweet and they're better.
Yeah.
They taste better.
They taste, one of them's better.
Just give me grape juice with vodka in it, please.
We call it an ace bags, too.
Two, they're just numbered.
We call it a B spags. I can't believe we call it an A spags.
You can't get
A
over
is
it.
in the
You're
word.
bringing it up again.
Grammatically, it makes me so mad. It's fine.
We'll call it the Spags. So I'll have
We'll call it the A spags.
the Spags.
Oh, one of the A spags.
Yeah, I can't believe we didn't talk about wine till then.
I don't drink a lot of wine. I almost never drink wine. I don't order it. I don't drink with dinner, typically.
Yeah.
Anything, so I don't. It doesn't occur to me as much, and I certainly don't pair it with stuff. And if I'm eating like a big fat steak, you know how people eat big fat steaks.
I'm not familiar. Get out.
Yeah.
I love how our episodes are not standalone. There's like a barrier to entry to even know what we're talking about, and whoever is here at this moment gets it.
You got that joke. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Thanks, Fitheads, for being here with us. Every time I make a YouTube video, I'm like, okay, well, what if it's a new viewer? I need to explain everything. On this, we're just like, whatever.
They know.
You'll jab me about steak, and then we'll move on.
They'll baste you.
Is there anything else that we've missed?
I don't think
Go
so.
opposite. I've had shakes. There's a shake bar in Vegas, not like protein shake, like ice cream shake that puts Maker's Mark and liquor and such into your
Oh
shake.
yeah, those slushy.
Yeah.
I've been at bars where they have
I've
the,
like actual ice cream shakes, but slushies. That's like a
There's like frozen drinks. That's what
yeah.
I'm
That's a Vegas thing.
Vegas-
Maybe New Orleans.
Yep.
Savannah. I feel like I've seen that because you can
Scottsdale,
Drink on
Arizona.
the street. We should go to Savannah, by the way. There's just no open container law. How cool. That's like,
I'll bring
that
my
should be how I choose where I live. Not based on where the next No Limit Gym is opening.
Yeah. I'll bring my bucket. We can do the open bar. I'm never a big fan of frozen mixed drinks, mainly because it's a lot of sugar, and I do end up feeling sort of sick to my stomach after, like 6 or 7 of them.
Yep.
So it's not
That's one I'll never do. That's on my list. I think we kind of touched on that, but I never mentioned.
daiquiris or pina
It's just
coladas
not worth
or-
it. You'll get diabetes before you get drunk.
Easily.
Okay, that's an exaggeration and a bad joke for.
Mm-hmm. But you're drinking a lot of sugar, and
Yeah,
the point is, you're getting a lot of sugar. You're getting a lot of. It's not. I guess you could start with one and just sort of see how it goes, but then even after that, I'm like, well, now my whiskey tastes even worse because I just had a super sugar milkshake drink.
I feel like there are other things that I'm just no to.
Certain types of.
Champagne is really. I mean, I'd still say yes because it's always something lovely going on when there's champagne involved.
Right.
Somebody's celebrating something. It's brunch. It's never like.
It's a music video.
Oh, just casually, I could choose between champagne and something sensible. It's a music video. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Champagne and like a turkey sandwich, whatever.
Yeah.
I like champagne. Again, champagne is one of those ones where
I drink it so fast.
fine, off a cliff, you're dead.
And it's the worst next day.
The worst. That's why I don't understand when people do champagne at brunch.
Oh.
Because it just flows, whatever. You just down a ton of it.
I know, and you have the whole day to drink, and it's like, that was too fast.
Too much, too fast.
Yeah. IPA's a brunch, folks. That's what it is.
No, Irish coffee. Only the Irish coffee is a different recipe than the normal recipe. Typically you have Baileys and all this other stuff. Irish coffee is you just microwave some whiskey. That's it.
It's like, he's not going anywhere else with this, is he? Oh, that's great. Irish coffee. I know, because you have that powdered caffeine.
The
and so you
Amex.
just sprinkle that in.
Oh my god. I threw that out because it was literally poisonous.
Terrifying. Oh my god. No, I forgot. This is what I wanted to talk about. Lauren Powell has her own seltzer.
That's true.
Have you tried it?
No.
I obviously ordered it immediately. When she released it, they're already sold out, so I had to get the second batch. It is a pumpkin spice latte seltzer.
With?
Caffeine. 6% alcohol, thank you. It's delicious, but it's also terrifying because it's like half a cup of coffee. And I bought them to do a beer mile and then realized that would be like drinking 2 Starbuckses while doing said beer mile, and I cannot do that. I can't even finish 1 Starbucks.
Can you do like a regular pumpkin?
Yeah, if there's no caffeine.
Well, I'm saying one of hers and one.
Oh, like alternating.
Because really,
I
what you
do
have to limit.
decaf.
What you have to limit.
Yeah, the alcohol's fine. I just can't get too buzzed on caffeine.
I don't want to go crazy.
I'm so sensitive. But it is cool that she developed her own.
Yeah.
And it tastes delicious. But yeah, the idea of mixing alcohol and caffeine. One of the open bars I was at last night was mixing cold brew and some sort of liquor, and everybody was walking around with them. Oh yeah, that's like a new thing, espresso martinis.
Espresso martini is not a new thing, but it is now completely trendy.
I'm like, how are you doing this? And it's probably because they gave up cocaine, and so that's they can.
Or Red Bull.
Yeah,
We
that too.
used to drink vodka Red Bulls like adults, and now everyone's just shifted over to
like adults.
espresso martinis.
Ugh.
They're delicious. They're really, really good.
Yeah.
The trick is, here's the inside scoop.
Don't have coffee in the morning.
Try one with tequila.
Tequila. Really? It'll be smoky and
It's a nice change of pace. A lot of people prefer them outright. Typically it's espresso and vodka and...
Well, vodka is just nothing.
Syrup or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh, there's coffee vodka now.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Just take it to the face. There's coffee Jameson, I want to say. I have cold brew Jameson, yeah.
What is your favorite obscure flavored vodka?
Oh, I'm gonna go Screwball obscure flavored whiskey that you introduced me to.
Oh, it's so good.
It's peanut butter whiskey.
Peanut butter whiskey. It's a hit.
I imagine that has so much sugar in it.
So much sugar. I can't even imagine. I brought it to an all-girl party, and I've never seen a bottle get down so fast.
That's so funny. So Red Stag is Jim Beam's version of that came out a long time ago.
Earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But it's not peanut butter, it's cherry, okay? And so I loved it, and it got discontinued. And I'm like, obviously it did, because its target market is, okay, who's going to drink Jim Beam? A dude. Who wants something cherry and sweet? Girls. And so no dude is going to be like, yeah, give me cherry whiskey, that'll make me feel good about my masculinity. And no girl is going to be like, Jim Beam. Except me. So I figure the demographic was Kesha and I, and we're both disappointed that they're no longer making it.
We'll start our own cherry whiskey company,
Yeah.
and it'll be even worse.
We'll serve it at gas stations. No. So I think maybe it could come back and survive, because now there's a honey whiskey and...
Jack Honey is really good. Peanut butter. I feel like there's a couple of peanut butter ones. I've had certain ones get like the flavor they pick is just stupid. I've had like spicy whiskeys or spicy rums, and it's just like
Spicy. Interesting.
dude, I don't want to eat
Yeah.
spicy. You know?
Yeah.
It's stupid. My favorite vodka though was whipped cream.
I was going to say Pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
I know it. I knew it! They have so many flavors, and they're just like
Unbeatable.
the weird Crayola crayon of vodka.
Yeah. Crayon. They'd be like key lime pie, or they'd be
Crayon?
like
Get
orange
out.
sherbet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wouldn't just be orange.
It
would be
really
like
will, yeah.
creamsicle or some weird stuff like that, and it was all terrific. They were so good.
And you'd go to a crappy bar in Pittsburgh, and they've got all the flavors lined up. Just
Yeah,
all the college girls loving it.
that's what it is.
Yeah, I imagine that has a lot of sugar in it too. What sucks is that there's no forcing them to put any sort of nutrition facts up, you know? Mick Ultra started doing it because it was a selling point.
Right.
But if peanut butter whiskey had to say that this comes with
Gallons of
50
sugar.
grams of sugar and...
Oh, they don't have to list it at all? I thought they had to list the...
not in alcohol. And I think, I only know this because I've been chatting with the guy... Did I ever tell you about the keto alcohol?
Mhm.
So he is complaining because in the beverage industry, you can plus or minus 20% wrong. Just be wrong and lie. Because initially when they started requiring that, all the winemakers were like, our batches are all different and we can't ever tell you how many calories really are in there. And like, all right, fine, you can get it wrong. You can, and so now...
The margin of error is 20%.
Yeah, it's a lot. So all of these beers are lying about that, basically. And so it's frustrating.
Just liars.
Yeah. I mean, you can have a margin of error on food, but it's bigger on alcohol because of that. That it's so hard to
Yeah, it makes sense, but then it doesn't. But then
Yeah.
it does, but then it doesn't.
But also, you're not even forced to label calories.
I didn't realize that you didn't have to do it at all. I thought you had
Have
to
you
like...
seen nutrition facts on the back of Screwball?
I gotta tell you, I'm not usually looking.
I gotta tell you. Huh.
Next time.
That and, what is it, Chambord? You mix it with Chambord, it tastes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, Chambord.
I've never done it. I mean, people talk about it.
It works.
Is
It really does work.
My.
Chambord, they had...
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich, mile.
I will do an actual peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Ew. Gross, the carbs.
Grape jelly. Blech.
I would never.
Alright, so should we go get hammered, I guess?
Yeah, I know. We all was talking about it. I've been drinking every night this week, too.
Big tough guy.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. What's your... Right now, if you had to.
What would I drink right
Yeah.
now if I had to? Peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah. I go IPA. I'm hungry.
What did I say? I meant meatball sub.
Meatball sub with liquor in
With
it.
a shot of vodka
Oh yeah,
on the
that's
top.
another thing. Lauren Palace tested those alcoholic gummies that
Mm.
they claim that there's alcohol percent in them. Whatever. She blew into a blood alcohol calculator. Shout out to Backtrack, and she could not get drunk on them.
Oh, wow.
So it's just that's a huge lie.
Just a lie.
No alcohol.
What if you make them yourself?
Can you make alcoholic gummies?
Yeah, you've never made those?
Oh, you soak them.
Yeah.
No, I've never done that. I'm sure they're much more alcoholic. You know what isn't alcoholic? Jello shots. That's the worst. Don't do Jello shots.
That's the moral of this entire
actually.
episode.
I'm surprised we didn't
Never,
bring that up.
ever do Jello shots.
That
Period.
is just a waste. And you know what's in gelatin? Animal products.
Yeah, a lot.
That's not a vegan drink.
Oh, you're vegan?
Oh, I hadn't brought it up since being in your presence yet.
It's like an itch, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Fitheads. This has been wonderful. If you can rate and review on Apple Podcasts, that helps us out a whole lot. Oh, we got this idea. We should open with this.
Oh, yeah.
Next time we'll bring it up. But we want to do an episode where we read through your reviews and comment back at them.
We rate your ratings. We review your reviews.
Or perhaps your reviews have some sort of fitness question in it. That seems weird, but like we're gaming the Apple system.
It's totally fine.
You can only submit one, though. And I guess you can make a new Apple account. That's a lot of work.
Better make it a good question.
So yeah, review, because we read them all and we want to prove it to you. So we'll be reading them on the air. And we'll see you next week. Okay.
Jello shots.
You know, but I do take them every time someone hands them to me.
I do too. And you know it's kind of they're just so every time I do Jello shots I throw up.
Is this correlation or
I wonder
causation?
if I'm like allergic to Jello.
I wonder if every time I'm wearing shorts I have ice cream. Is it?
I don't know. It's just so gross.
It's got to
You know what
be
else is
that when
gross?
you have
When
Jello
people
shots.
finger their Jello
That's
shots,
the whole thing.
that's the most
Or your
disgusting
tongue. Have you
thing.
seen the tongue?
I tongue my Jello shots because I'm an adult.
Because that's definitely not gross. I'm definitely putting this in. You don't think that any place that you're getting Jello shots means it's a day that is going to make you throw up. You think you're actually allergic to Jello shots.
No, I think that if I'm having Jello shots, I'm having too much and I'm going to throw
There we
up.
go.
And it just sucks that I'm throwing up Jello chunks instead of, nice smooth puke. My normal smoothness.
But like next to... Is that water? Frothy water?
It's just back into the can, and then we seal it, and then it's good.
That's how they make it. They have max...
Chug Bud Lights, and then
Water.
puke it back up. And that's Bud Light next, too.
Wow. Oh, that's really funny. Okay, because have you had Jello just not with alcohol in it? I don't know why you would do
Not
that.
since I was 9.
Yeah.
No, I didn't puke when I had it when I was a little kid. I just think that if I'm having Jello shots, I'm puking too much.
You're getting nuts. That
Totally.
makes perfect sense. Same thing with champagne and my terrible morning.
But you're the champagne girl. You're the mimosa girl.
It's true, I am.